रघुपति संजय जगदीश हरे।
बुद्धिमान, नीतिमान वाग्मी, बुद्धिमान। गीता बुद्धिर बुद्धिमतामस्मि। ऑफ द बुद्धिमान जो भी है, I am the buddhi. In fact, if we actually surrender to the Lord, what happens? Dadami buddhi yogam tam. He gives us intelligence. But here we are talking about his being buddhiman. Buddhiman, nitiman. Always knowing what is true, what is to be done, how things are to be done. And niti means that which is acceptable to everybody, not only what is good for me. Yes, somebody who thinks what is good for everybody, that person is following niti. Yes, niti is equity, to be able to do that. That's a wonderful quality of Rama. Vagmi, in Vishnu Sahasranam also we have this word for that. Shriman Lokashreya Shreya. Madhura Vashi शब्द है for Rama. Vagmi, Vak and Vagmi, one who has beautiful speech. Vagmi. And Shatru Nibarhana. Why I quoted the previous verse? Shatrujit, Shatrutapanaha. All this is available in Vishnu Sahasranam for us. So what is Shatru Nibarhana? One who finishes or decimates his enemies. But actually for the devotee's perspective, he finishes our Shatru, which is our anger, our lust, our sinful activities. He finishes that also as devotees. Vipulamsho. Now look at that. Till now, the first 4 words that we saw, Tyutiman. The next one, Prajapati Samaha, equal to Brahma. Prajapati जो है उनके जैसे समा, Shriman. When you are Prajapati, means everybody looks up to you. Yes? If the Brahma comes in an assembly, all the other Devi Devatas, they can only make their requests. They don't make suggestions to Brahma. He is the leader of all of them. So wherever that person is, he is considered the leader. Prajapati Sama. Therefore the quality of the Lord. There. And then Shriman. Here it is being represented as auspiciousness. Yes? So many times you address people as Shriman. Shriman whatever. In Hindi, when you talk about Shriman Haridas, you address in that manner. But we all have to borrow Shri. Yes? He is the actual Lord of Shri, Shriman. All Shri belongs to him. Aishwaryascha, Samagrascha, in completeness, sustainer of this world. Yes? He is the person. Can you give me a Gita verse? Mata Data. Very nice, thank you. Pitamaha. Vedyam Pavitram Omkara Rik Sama Yadurevacha. Thank you. Mata Data Pitamaha. Then, Ripu Nishudara. Yes? We saw the word earlier, Arindama. There is another name for Lord, which is known as Ravanari, Murari, the killer of all of these. Ripu Nishudara is the destroyer of enemies. Yes? This is what he was famous for. That's why when Hanuman went to Ravana, he said very, very proudly, he said, Ekena, Sharena Ekena, with one arrow, he finished Vali. The Vali who made you dance like a puppet in the hands of Angada. You know what Vali did? Vali captured Ravana and gave him to Angada. These are 2 kilos. Yeah, he was pet dog. He put a collar on his neck and, like many people walk. So Ravana had to do everything for Angada. Why? Because Vali was boss. But that Vali was finished in one. Ripu Nishudana. Why do we go to the Lord? Pranataha Klesha Nashaya. Please give me protection. That I need your Raksha. Vande te Jandavata Shiromat Padevo Kutva Bahubhyam Suprasparam Prapannam Pahima Isha. Beatam Mrityugurharnavan. That I'm in this Martya Loka, I'm frightened of the situation that I'm in. I'm facing death. Therefore I'm afraid. You give me shelter. Rakshita. To who? Rakshita Jivalokasya. The word Narayana itself means one who actually protects the Nara. Who gives protection. So Rakshita Jivalokasya. Can somebody read the translation loud and clear?
Auspicious like Rama, Sri Rama is the sustainer of this world, destroyer of the enemies, and protector of all living beings and of the moral code.
Very nice. Rakshita Jivalokasya. For all living entities in the material world, he is the protector. Dharmasya Parirakshita. Not only that. What does he come? Lord come for two reasons. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami. So dharmasya parirakshita. To do rakshana of dharma, the Lord comes. But it's not simply one day activity that, in Rama's case, it's not simply. Therefore, in the beginning, later, in the next chapter, you will see, Ramayana is defined. What are the two tattvas that Ramayana seems to have a lot? Two aspects. There is a lot of artha and kama related activities. But then they say the big dash of dharma. There's so much about dharma. And therefore, if you see in Ramayana, for a Kshatriya, and in which yuga? Treta Yuga, the second Yuga. Therefore, Satya is being given so much, credence in that particular Yuga. So you'll see that's how the Lord is establishing Dharma in every activity that He is doing. He is establishing Dharma. So, in this particular shloka, everything is qualities. Prajapati Samaha, like Brahma, then Sriman, the possessor of Lakshmi, and therefore auspiciousness, surpassing in auspiciousness, the sustainer of the entire world, Ripu Rishudana, the killer, destroyer of enemies, Rakshita, Jivalokasya, he is the protector of everybody in this material world. Yes? And Dharmasya Parirakshita, the protector of Dharma. These are the next qualities of the Lord. Setting his own example, the protector of Dharma first protects by his own conduct. Protector of, from whether it is crows, monkeys, he's the protector of everybody. He is not a normal mortal, therefore is being compared to Brahma. Swajanasya cha rakshita. Please understand, we have our dharma to perform. Like say you take a vow that the doctor has told you should not eat this particular thing. That's your dharma at that point in time. नहीं प्रभु मेरे हाथ से दो चार गुलाब जामुन खा लीजिए. What's going to happen to that fellow? Problem हो जाएगा. So what is our dharma? We have to protect ourselves. Swasya dharmasya. He performed the duties of the king and protected his subjects. That was his dharma, and he protected that very well. Yes, swasya dharmasya and swajanasya cha rakshita, for his own people. Yes. And for us, Swajana may mean just our family, but for Rama, it does not only mean the kingdom, it means all living entities, yes? Next is Veda Vedanga. Now, you talk about Pandita, what do you know? Veda Vedanta Tattvajna. To be able to understand the Veda Angas and the Tattvajna, to know the Tattva of that. Dhanur Vede Chisha. Okay. Just, is he just a spiritualist? Swamiji who gives lectures? No. He understands the Vedangas, he understands Dhanur Veda also very well, which is very, very important. And is just a novice started to read? No. Nishtitaha. Yes? He's an expert, accomplished at that. He performed the duties of the king and protected his subjects. Knowledgeable in the true nature of the Vedas. And he's accomplished in the military science. And he's a great archer. Knower of the truth. Sarva Shastrartha Tattvajna. Veda is Sarva Ahameva Vedyo. Our perspective. Yes? But from the perspective here, Narada is saying, he understands all the Shastras and understands the Tattva that is underlying therein. Yeah, many of us think we become big lecturers by reading just a few shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. I prepared for this class. Oh, what a class you gave, Prabhu. Please come give more class. The fellow never read more than 10 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. He becomes a big lecturer. You need to understand, people have to show Charitravan Hoyukta, who has seen the test of time. Prabhuji, 10 years, also you can survive in Krishna consciousness. After that, you can go down the drain. 20 years you can survive, go down the drain. Those who have survived the 40s and the 50s, they need special respect. Don't compare the 5-year-old gurus to the 50-year-old gurus. Let's never make that mistake. Let's be very careful. Sarva Shastrartha Tattvajna is very, very important. Smritiman. Prabhu, I read, but somehow the shloka doesn't stick to my head at all. Mattaha Smritir Jnana Apohanam Cha. Smritiman. He has a fantastic memory. Lord is the one who gives the memory and he takes it away. And he has that in abundance himself. Because in another place, Krishna is saying that to Arjuna. What does he say? Baba, you don't remember, but I remember. What is that? Janmani Tavacha Arjuna. Hey Arjuna, we have all passed many, many stages, many lifetimes. You don't remember, but I remember all of them. But you don't remember. Therefore, the Lord is the one who has that Smriti and who is capable of giving us that Smriti also. Mattaha, Smritir, Jnanam and Apohanam. Capable of taking that also. Sarva Loka Priyaha. Yes? What was that? Sadaika Priyaha. We saw earlier. Sadaika Priyadarshanaha. We saw earlier. So here it says Sarva Loka Priyaha. Sadhuhu. Well disposed and courteous. Sadhu is an important word. It's a very difficult word to actually practice. If you look at Rama's traits in many ways, Rama was so simple, it's unbelievably simple. Sita was so simple. You see, when Ravana comes in front of her, she is narrating their full story. But within that, there are a few areas she understands he's a man. He understands, she's able to understand he's making approaches to her. She's able to see that. But so simple. Every time they meet whoever, it's not that, okay, kisse kya baat karna hai, okay. There are some people who just live in this paradigm. And they want to praise themselves. You know how smart I am? I understand what's running in his head. I know how to manage this fellow. All those smart Alex, Rama will not understand you. Yeah, the personality of Rama will not. He's the Supreme Lord. He will understand everybody. He can understand everything. He's not going to relate to you in any way. Yes. Saulabhya, simplicity, and sadhu, swabhava. Yes. To speak the truth, to be simple, straightforward, and not just be duplicitous. Within Krishna consciousness, we see sometimes people really play games, playing politics, guru-centricness sometimes, and so many things. People who play these games will remain in this world playing these games. It's not possible to go anywhere. So these games are not going to take you anywhere. It's a big problem. We can't play games in good. We can't influence people negatively and push them to take decisions, force them to do things. Oh, I'm your Siksha Guru. Whatever I say you have to do and all of this stuff. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. Sadhu. Adhinatma. What is the meaning there? Atma, the word is being used in 3 different ways. What are the 3 different places Atma is used?
Self.
Atma? Atma is Jiva. But Atma is also used for mind. Atma is also used for body. Yes? There when we said Atmavan, we said one who knows that he is the soul and acts in that platform. So here, Adhinatma means one who is actually unperturbed by his mind. Mind is not running him. He is running the activities of the Indriyas. He is through intelligence, he is able to run the activities. And Vichakshanaha, one who has good chakshu, good perspective. That's why we say What should we have? Shastra Chakshu. So before, what did we say in the same shloka? Sarva Shastra Tattvajna. That he understands also. Now this whole verse, what does it contain? Sri Rama knows the true meaning of all scriptures and has a retentive memory. Ek baar suna, so sab yaad rehta hai. He is talented, possessing brightness of conception. He is developed and well disposed towards all people, courteous even towards those who have done him harm. That quality we will see later. Yes? When people talk about Rama's qualities, his own people and the kings talk about the wonderful quality of him. That even if somebody does Amanina, Kirtaniya Sada Hari. So that quality needs to be developed. And he has an unperturbed mind, even in the times of extreme grief. Sometimes we will see we have some issues. Can you type in that up? We have some issues and then we see we just crumble. Yes? There's no bottom. It looks like the person is falling. It's a free fall. We are not able to hold ourselves. In Mahabharata, what happens? We get two very important charitras that come in Mahabharata. Yudhishthira is in the forest and they are facing the greatest difficulty. This fellow Jarasandha or somebody comes to pick up Draupadi, wants to take her and run away. All sorts of problems are happening in the forest for them. They just lost their entire kingdom. So at that time Yudhishthira is feeling very despondent. And he's saying, why is this happening to me? Why is good things happening to bad people? All that kind of question that comes up there. So Narada comes there and Narada narrates two stories to Yudhishthira. Narada is narrating the story of Harishchandra and Nala and Damayanti. Why? In difficult times, when we have a free fall, at that time, we think we are having big problems. If we actually hear the story of Nala Damayanti and if we hear the story of Harishchandra, then we'll think, Baba, we are not having any problems at all. We have roti, kapda, makan, just a little worry here, there, economy is going, kaam se bhaga dega to kya karega, that's what's running in the head. This is nothing big. You actually look at people and the big problems that they have, this is nothing. From that perspective, see if you can help people. When somebody has a problem, give them a patient ear. By giving them a patient ear, they get the feeling, solace, that you have actually at least heard them out. But they are not the true benefactor. The true person who benefits is you, because when you hear the problems of others, then you thank Krishna. Krishna, you putting others, people who have gone through so many different issues, compared to them, I am living a fantastic life. Thank you very much. Swamin Kritarthosmi Varam na yache. I am very, very thankful for what you have given me. I don't want anything else. Thank you. What you have done for me is wonderful.